we have walked a journey together. If she was here, I would say her and I are a lot alike in many ways, except for she is very smart. She asked me to talk a little bit about Nome in Norway with you and the journey there. So I will talk a little bit about Nome, Alaska, with the Arctic wind blowing, the icy wind, and it will go like this. So somebody had a really amazing idea. They said, would you come to Nome? Would you volunteer? Would you work in the prison? Would you work with the sheltered women? Would you work with the homeless children? Would you work? Would you work? Would you work? And I said what I always say, yes, let's go. Then they told me it was going to be in December. I was thinking maybe the summer, but it was December. When the sun comes up at noon, but not really, and it goes down by 3 and it's pitch dark, and there's a lot of sadness. And so the journey began, and it was an amazing journey because every day you had to get up like you were going out in the blizzard. I looked like the Michelin tire person as I tried to walk. You didn't have to look about being attractive there, because you're all wrecked up. But it was hard work, and there was much that happened and changed your heart. But on this day, the women had decided they were going cross-country skiing. Has anyone ever done that? Yeah, not me. And then they told me how far they were going to go. They said they were going way over there to that mountain. Now, that mountain didn't look very far, but luckily for me, Pastor Charlie said, "Do you know how far that is?" And I said, "Ladies, I would love to if you were just going around the parsonage. But since you're going to the mountain, I think I'll stay back." And I did. And Pastor Charlie said that was a good idea. So I had a free afternoon, a couple hours. I thought I could get some rest, because I was kind of tired. You've been there, right? So I was just getting ready to rest, and Pastor Charlie was working on his message. I already knew what my message was. And so I was starting to rest, and then I heard a knock at the door. Pastor Charlie opened the door. Why? He should have put "We're not home" sign. We're skiing. He opened the door. And he invited him in. It was an elder. And the elder talked with Pastor Charlie, and then they came out of his office and they came to see me. Why? The elder said, "Hey, Reggie, you have done much work. And now it is our turn to teach you." Uh-oh. I had permission from the pastor to take you and teach you how to fish in the Arctic. First I have to tell you, I don't like fish. I don't ever want to eat fish. I like fish in an aquarium, swimming, they're so cute. I like fish that way, but... And besides, it's freezing out there. And it's my afternoon off. But see, I can't say any of that because our tradition says, be respectful of your elders. I'm going to be an elder one day and y'all in trouble. Be respectful of your elders. And so I said, thank you. I so appreciate this opportunity to go fishing. So I put on everything, and Pastor Charlie's coming and the elders coming, and we're walking and walking and walking and walking because he didn't have a car nor a snowmobile. And we walked to the ocean. Now we have an ocean, don't we? And we have a rule in Delaware and Maryland. Don't go on the ocean when it's frozen. That's a good rule. Not here. We're trekking out. We're heading out on the frozen ocean. I am scared to death because I realize I'm bigger than you think. And those dudes are bigger than me. And they opened all their tools from the past and they started to cut into the ice. That's another thing people here know. Don't cut in the ice and then stand on it. What are they thinking? I've seen the shows. And I can swim. No, you're not supposed to know that. So they're cutting with these old tools, and they're making headway. Then the elder said, your turn. Why? and I tried. It's going nowhere. They let me keep trying. Nowhere. Finally, they realized that we might be here all year. So they took it back. They said, it's okay. And they cut and they pushed away the ice. And then they said, now we're going to fish. How many fisher people do we have in here? All right. The pole was this big. What are you going to catch with that? So it has a little string on it. It's only this big. It has none of this stuff. Nothing. There's a little pole. Then they pulled out the little slimy thing that's going, and they put it on. And now I'm thinking, I'm not doing that. I don't like to touch slimy, and I believe worms have a right to life. They put it on. They drop it down. They wait. Those people are patient. They're waiting. I'm like, hurry up, catch your fish, let's go. And they're trying. And then they catch something and they go, whoop, whoop. The fish are this big. How many fish do you need? This big. My turn. He said you gotta do it harder. I tried again and again and again and again, and the sun was going down. I didn't catch any fish. We cleaned it all up like we were supposed to. We said the thank you prayers for the fish giving their life so that you and I could have life. Isn't that amazing? To say those prayers to the one who just gave you life so that you could live. And then we're walking back. Now, I bet you all know what I was thinking. My toes are going to fall. I can't stand this much more. Don't whine, don't whine, don't whine. They're beside me talking, and the elder comes up to me, and he touches me. With that voice, he said, Reggie, you didn't catch any fish. I wanted to say, you're not kidding. But I mean, don't say anything. Reggie, you didn't catch any fish today. Do you know what that means? And I thought, I don't have to eat them. But I said nothing. And he said, that means, Reggie, that tonight you are going to go hungry. And your family is going to go hungry tonight because you didn't catch any fish. And he stepped away from me. And as he said that to me, I realized that there are a lot of families that go hungry every single night. And there are a lot of families that go hungry the next day. And the tears are falling down my face, and they're frozen. And I am feeling ashamed as a person who can get food every day and leave scraps behind. And I realized then how blessed I am. He came back up to me after a while. He said, Reggie, did you know that tonight when I speak my prayers and whisper on the wind, that your family and you will go hungry? The wind will pick up my prayers and wrap around the heart of each person. And they will know, and they will come, because our people are people of community. And we will embrace each and every person, and we will feed them and clothe them and love them and ask no questions. That is how our community has survived since that first day we were placed upon the Arctic. One of my favorite scriptures is, when you do unto the least of these, you do unto me. Without question, you simply do. I remembered the time that I was that woman with two tiny children who were 4 and 5. And we lived in a situation that was so dangerous and abusive. And the only way out was to run. Run as fast and as hard as I could with my precious children across many states. I came to a place called Ocean City because I heard they had work there. Nobody told me they didn't have work in the winter. My thumb, my feet, to save my children's life from the abuse. I remember when I walked into, it used to be called the Sheraton, with 2 little babies with me. My face was bruised. My ribs were cracked. And the lady thought, how can I hire you in a restaurant? Take a look at yourself in the mirror. But she didn't. She gave me a job and a place to set my children while I worked in the back. Everyone thought my children were very strange because they could set for 8 to 10 hour shift and not move. But you see, they had to know how to do that for survival, because they knew at any moment, if they made the wrong move, what would happen to them. And so they said. And the weather turned worse, and every day we would leave walking in that cold air and with a little bag so they would have something to eat. We went back to that one room and we slept together. No luxuries, but we were safe and had each other. Soon, family was found in a community. And we're still here today. But from that experience, we know this: to always love, not to judge, and give the very best that we have. Because that's what we're called to do every day of our lives, is to give. My father taught me to care for your community first, care for your family second, and if there's any time left over, it's for you. And I want to tell you, there's no time. But the journey is amazing when you can open your heart and touch the life of everyone. I give thanks that my children walk with me and that they also are amazing. And my sisters and my family touch the lives every day. That is about Nome. I will not forget. As for Norway, you met amazing people. Many things I found out that even children speak 2 or 3 languages. Isn't that amazing? Adults speak 3 to 7 languages. And they embrace each person. The United Methodist Church of Church and Society came together and pulled a delegation of people from the 4 winds. From the United States, they chose 5 Native Americans to go. They went to the Philippines and chose 3. To India, they chose 2. From Africa, they brought 4. From Sweden, they brought many. And from Norway, they brought. For you see, the United Methodist Bishop of Norway and the retired bishop met us when we came. For we were the delegation that was to stand witness and in solidarity with our brothers, the Sami people, also known as the reindeer people, as the United Methodist Church apologized to the Sami people for the atrocities that they had done and how they attempted to destroy a people, a culture, traditions, and language, and they apologized. And we stood in witness with our brothers. The next steps are justice. And how do we move forward? When you commit a wrong, saying I'm sorry is one way. The next step is taking steps to make what happened right. That is why we were there. But there was something that happened that was important. Many things. But one thing that will stick out in my mind for the rest of my days is this. There were 5 young men there. They were now 16 and 17. They came when they were 11 and 12. They were refugees from the war in Syria. They had watched their relatives murdered in front of their eyes. 3 of them were held by ISIS and tortured. There were missionaries there who came and found them a place to live in Norway and in this school. They are still traumatized from what they experienced. We were in the cafeteria, a glass fell to the floor and shattered, and the boys dropped down hiding themselves after 5 years. Their only hopes and dreams right now is to find funding, to find what family they have left. Each of them speaks 7 languages. They're brilliant. They're not thinking of riches They're only thinking of going home to find their family and bring them back to safety. Norway is there for them. May we all embrace each other every day of our lives. May we hear their stories and be the hands and the feet and the heart God created us to be. I have been taught this simple prayer. On the day that you were birthed, you cried out to the world, and the world rejoiced. Live your life in a way that when you cross from this world to the next place, the world will cry out. And when you look back over your shoulder and see what you have left behind, you will rejoice and you will say, I did good. Use your feet and your voice and your hands for good.